BTC is cooking again. It's banging on the 38K. The US markets were closed yesterday. There's a little bit more action today. Things are turning a little bit green. I'm loving this BTC again, testing this resistance area. It's getting quite exciting. And at the same time, you can see all these coins on banter bubbles are just lighting up once again. I mean, they're just giving us these green vibes. There's that little bear market over now from the last week where we've been getting chopped up all day long. So exciting at the moment. We see a lot of coins moving again, and these gaming tokens, they're just not stopping. There's endless demand of gaming stuff from us traders, from Hustle, from everybody. So I thought, well, let's go round two. Let's talk to Hustle again. Let's get the greatest game guy in here and talk about things like IMX, Playable, GSWIFT, MYRIA nodes. We've got a few extras in here for you as well. Some of them were potentially setting up to blow. So we got a lot to get into here, guys. Looking forward to this one. So just to bring this BTC situation up again, here's BTC on the 4-hour, playing balls so far, leading into the weekend. I've got this little sneaky suspicion we might have a green weekend after a very draining last couple of weeks where we've been chopped around with these altcoins and things like that. Maybe BTC is going to give us this blow up that we were looking for. So right now we are at this resistance area again, and don't want to get too excited, but you can see we've pushed up here. We rejected today, but they're coming back for more. And is this the one? Is this the time where we're going to blow this 38K and then really send this market into hysterics? So we're going to be watching this closely. Could be an exciting weekend ahead. If we do pop higher, the test is going to be when we drop back down, and we want to make sure that this old resistance now, this 38K region, is going to become nice, solid support for us, and then we can really get stuck into some of these altcoins, because then we know things are going to be looking very good out there. And then for the bears out there, well, let's cover the bears. The bears need a little bit of action here and a little bit of love. So this is a rejection area. So all the bears out there are looking for shorts. Well, you know what you're doing. You're shorting this, and your stops are above those candles. And good luck if you want to short BTC pushing into 38 on a Thanksgiving weekend. I don't know. Maybe we're going to get squeezed out there. If it does reject, this is what we're looking at. 618 down here. That is still my first line of cover. And then we're looking at these lows again, 35,600. And the same levels we spoke about yesterday, 35K and 34.5. So those are my main areas. If BTC does start drifting and dipping and bleeding from this 38K, there will be a little bit of pressure on these altcoins, because right now they are sitting there waiting now for the next move. But we have noticed things like MATIC and Phantom and Solana, they are now pushing into resistance areas while BTC is at resistance. So we know what's going to happen if BTC blows. And I think we have a decent picture as to what's going to happen if BTC starts bleeding out from here. So holding thumbs that this is the weekend of fun. But we'll keep watching this throughout the show, and then let's take a look at these banter bubbles again. If you go to the top here, you can choose your category. So here it is, GameFi. I've clicked on GameFi for today, and look at this. I mean, FitFi, Gene, SIDUS 22%, Guards 50. I mean, I haven't heard of most of these. Hopefully Hustle's going to enlighten us a little bit here. There's a lot going on here. I mean, I recognize things like Big Time, but Rainy, maybe he's going to help us with Rainy and Sol. But you can see this gaming market is still very strong. A lot of interest still, and it's probably good timing to get the man in. So just a reminder, he's got his own channel in the game. On YouTube now, we've got 65,000 subscribers on that one, and he's absolutely killing it there. You can see the amount of views this man is getting in the last couple of weeks with these gaming tokens blowing up like that, and he might be just the best gaming man in the world. So maybe we should get the best gaming man in the world on immediately. There he is. Slightly different background today. Where are you now? You're not in your basement anymore.
No, not in the crypto gaming DGen basement today. I'm visiting family here, so different setting. No matter where we are, we'll post up the laptop, we'll put in the headphones, and we'll talk some crypto gaming. Hope you're doing good today.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Well, that was yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday, but I appreciate that, and I don't think you guys celebrate, but happy Thanksgiving as well.
Ray, you there, bro?
Smash the like, fam.
So guys, we got Ray in the back there running the chats for us, getting it hyped up there. Okay, let us know in the chats before we start cracking on with our stuff. Drop in the chats what you guys want to see. I know there's like DGen vibes out there as well. Geez, we had a laugh yesterday with those meme coins. Did you see any of those meme coins that I was looking at yesterday, Hustle?
I was really caught up with family yesterday. I didn't get to catch any of the shows yesterday.
It was filthy. We went from clean memes to dirty memes. It got bad. We were looking at things like Binance and Myro the dog on Solana. No, it was absolute filth. But
I saw your message in the management chat. You said, I feel dirty. I need to shower or whatever you said.
It was bad. It was bad. Okay, I see the chats are coming in hot here. Okay, so yeah, guys, just keep dropping your tokens here. Ray's going to keep note of some of the ones. Let's try and look at some gaming tokens, preferably in the chat. And then obviously I'm going to take a look at some of the majors that I've been talking about this week, sort of during the show. Okay, so let's get into our first one. So the first one I wanted to discuss is just a recap on IMX, and I wanted to see where we were, and because it hasn't been pumping as nicely as some of these others. I mean, some of the calls we got on that show we did last week have absolutely blown up. So I'm keen to hear where we are on IMX. Is this a potential slow burner for us? Where are we?
Yeah, I would say this is definitely going to be a slower burner just because of the market cap. So like some of the other stuff we delved into were a little lower market caps. So whenever the liquidity hits those tokens, they're a little easier to have those quick moves. IMX is definitely a slow play. Obviously, it's been crushing it in this little upsurge in the market, but I think we got a long way to go here. So this is definitely a longer term play. You can obviously get some short-term gains out of this if you've been longing this, for example. But at the same time, I think this is one of those that if you hold it until the bull market, you're going to probably make the best hay that way.
So, I mean, I mustn't get too difficult here. We're 38% up from when we spoke about it.
Not too bad,
We shouldn't really complain. Okay.
We're over here thinking those are small.
Okay, if you missed the IMX move from the last time Hustle and I spoke, we need to identify another zone for you. If you want a piece of this IMX, you need to understand where is a safe play to buy, especially if you've got a low leverage situation. You need accurate entries, you need accurate areas. If you're a spot trader, you worry slightly less. You kind of book your area and you let things play out. So what you can see here with IMX, this is obviously a big resistance area we are making our way to right now. So this is a target zone for us, 1.6. That is still in play for this particular move. So look out for here. If you're jumping in here, your risk reward into this resistance area is obviously a little bit smaller. So just be a little bit cautious on this final move into that resistance zone. What I would suggest though is look for areas of support. Again, your main region here is 1.25, but that seems like ages away now if it does start dropping lower there. Let's take a look on the 1 hour and just get you a little picture here. So what you can see happening here is we do have a bit of a flag forming on the 1 hour. Remember, this is a little bit degen-y now, but you want to just identify solid areas. Okay, so you can see what I've done here. Little flag there, a little bit of support. Around about 1.38 is a nice little support region. And if you're looking for a potential scalp, let's see. Maybe it pops up here, get some support, and then it can send you to that upper target. Call it 1.55. So that's on the table. But again, let it break. Get some support first on the retest and just play it safe there. But support for now, 1.38 on IMX. So if that's going to move this weekend, that's your support marker. But looking good. I mean, 38%. It's a good effort. It's a good effort.
Not quite the same degen gains that some of these other ones are given, but solid, solid nonetheless.
Some of these candles on some of these coins has been absolutely ridiculous. It's been mind-blowing what's been going on. Should I call up the next one, or do you want to call one up? Is there any preference of order that you?
I don't have a preference of order. I think a lot of these things have been killing it. We can go over some of the last ones. We got a list of tokens we'll cover today, so let's just run through it.
Okay, power. Let's look at games for a living. So this was your 20xer over the next bull run. I think we might have even said 50x. So this is an exciting one. This is in my spot bag now. I'm loving this thing. And looking for bigger things. It's been a little bit choppy since we spoke, but it is net up. We spoke about it down here. It pinged on the support 0.34, and quite a nice little move so far. We've had 20%, not bad in a week.
Stock market people would die for these types of things.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting fussy here. We get 20% in a week. Okay, so just a recap for those of you that don't know about GFAL. Quick rundown: 30x gem, 50x.
Yeah, so GFAL, I mentioned this on the last stream, but a lot of crypto gaming projects, they oversell their experience in the space, and they'll say, I worked for this company, Riot Games, Activision, but really, what did they do with those companies? Most of the time, they didn't do anything that's relevant to any sort of broader picture. So how will they know how to go from maybe being one little like coding dev on a team that might have built Call of Duty? How can you translate that into building a full-blown gaming studio, having employees and delegating the tasks, etc.? You can't. But this team actually is one of the better in the entire Web3 gaming space, and they're going to have a lot of games coming to the platform. I'm really bullish on what they're doing. So given the market cap and the tokenomics, I think this one definitely can have that 20 to 50x in a full-blown bull market easily.
So look, guys, what I would suggest here, there's no perfect leverage entries here for leverage traders. We got to play some of these safe, and a lot of these gaming tokens are going to be such big movers potentially. You can get away with nice spot positions and just leave these things and chill. If you want to get accurate entries, what I would suggest is look for solid support regions here. So we do have this current level 0.39. You can see these are the 12-hour candles, so it is holding it up currently. So there is some 12-hour candle support here, 0.039. Otherwise, you're watching this trend, and then your real big buy zone, if you get this gift and you get this opportunity, it's 0.033. So that hasn't changed. That's still our buy zone from last time. So if we do get a revisit there, that is a great area. And I see messages coming through. We've broken 38K. Guys, did we do it right? Did we do this? Ah, there we go.
Let's go.
Let's go. There we go. Okay. We are still long and strong Bitcoin. So Ray and I are loving this one. Okay, we'll keep our eyes on this. Maybe a little squeeze up. I still want to see this 40 region. Do you know what this thing Bitcoin is, Hustle? Do you know this thing, or do you only do gaming tokens?
I gotta say, I have a little bit of orange coins on one of my flash drives that I keep it in the basement over there. You know what I mean? But I can't say I don't play with it too much. You know what I mean? I delve in these.
Okay, so you have heard of this? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it at the very least.
Okay, well, we're trying to send it to 40. I mean, we're not asking for much. You know, we just want to send it to 40 for now. Okay, keep watching, guys. Keep us posted in the chats here. Eric says, now we're cooking. Correct. This is exactly what we've been waiting for. Martin says 42K coming. That would be fun. That would be fun. I think that would be a nice little fake out into that 786 up there. Yeah, that could be very good for us.
What was my prediction of Bitcoin on the last show? We did it. I said, what, 40? I said like
you were 42,700 and something.
There we go. Yeah. So I'm with Martin.
A week later.
I'm with Martin, man. And, you know, just a quick deviation from the main topic here. It's interesting to see, you know, usually I think everyone thought Thanksgiving, Christmas, we're probably going to start seeing a lot of sell pressure. People need to buy presents, you know, they need liquidity, travel home, whatever the case may be. But once again, whatever everyone thinks is going to happen usually doesn't happen, right? We thought 100K Bitcoin last cycle. They thought otherwise, right? So it's interesting. I think we see a nice push up here for the rest of the year. If we had the little Rand video that we're pumping the charts here. Let's go.
Well, we do have that. We do have the magic video. Wait, hold on. We've got it. Hold on.
Now that we're above 38, let's run it.
This is key information. Yeah, hold on. This is very important stuff. I mean, this is probably the most important video of the day. Here we go. Never gets old.
Classic.
Come on, market magic people. Send it higher for us. Okay. Let's take a look at our next one. Let's see what we got here. There's Bloth is asking about. Tell us about LITT games. Tell me about
It's an interesting project for sure. I mean, they're doing some pretty cool stuff, and it's super low market cap, so it's had some explosive moves over this time period. I know a few people in my Discord server, for example, called this one out, and it's done really well. So it's not one I'm going to chase, but the market cap's still small enough that it probably still has a lot more upside. I mean, yeah, that chart's ridiculous. So yeah, I think it still probably has some upside, but at the same time, I don't like to go in after these types of pumps. So out of the discipline of my investing, I guess I'll have to stay sidelined. But it's also something that you can't catch everything, right? So like I have my laser focus on a lot of different things, and there's always going to be someone in crypto that's like, oh, I caught this one, but you can't let that affect your psychology, because this is very much a psychological game.
Yeah, I mean, my theory is to back your favorites and back them properly. Try not to be too thinly spread, because then you just feel like, you know, it's the weirdest thing. You start running around and it gets a bit messy. So I try and pick my favorites and just hang in there and back them properly. Look at this thing though. So this was a micro cap, right? This thing, I mean, any legs in here?
I mean, I think this one can probably continue, like I said, but just out of the principle of not just aping in because something's going crazy, I'm going to have to stay sidelined. But I have to say, like, I think this one probably, the sentiment it's getting on Twitter, the stuff that they're building, if you just like look into it, it does look pretty good. So I think this one still has some legs to it. Yeah.
Okay. So buy zones for LITT. Look, I do like this thing. It looks good down here. 786, so 0.017. I really like that area, and I like this little cluster over here. So I think, yeah, spot bag stuff, guys. Again, if you're buying spot and you have a longer term view on things, try and secure great entries, and then you don't stress too much and let this thing run. But again, you don't sell the wife for one small cap token here and bet the house on it. But yeah, look for good areas, and good areas for LITT. It makes sense to have a retrace, so nothing wrong with that. And good areas that we're looking at, 0.023. You can see it's heading down there now. Potential dollar cost average area, and then 0.017. So yeah, I mean, this thing could move so much. But to be fair, like 𝗏𝗲 said, yeah, this has been, I mean, since when is this? Since last week, we've done 300%. So let it settle down, let it breathe. But yeah, baby steps into that one. Test is not my fault. I was told to sell the wife. Guys, who bought that ridiculous Bonanza yesterday? Let me know in the chats if anyone. I couldn't be asked to buy that thing. It was too much, too complicated. It involved DEX tools and MetaMask and all these weird things. Let me know in the chats if anyone bought that absolute filth there. Okay, let's talk about GSWIFT. So this one is teeing up from a degen trader's perspective on the 1 hour. It looks like a potential move is coming in.
Yeah, I mean, this one's technically, you know, it just eclipsed all-time highs a few days ago. It's been in what you could call price discovery. It's a pretty new token. It's only been around for a few months at this point, but there are no token unlocks for a little bit. And on top of that, 44% of the supply here is locked up in the ecosystem fund, which will eventually be used for governance, stakers, etc. So that's going to be a very slow burn there. I think GSWIFT has a lot of legs. They're going to have their own blockchains they're building for games. They have in-house games that they funded and developed, and more games are starting to flock to their studio and their game launcher to be able to build with them. So yeah, I think this one's very solid. I think it still has some legs to it. The diluted market cap's getting a little high, but the circulation, the circulating market cap, pardon me, is still pretty small. And with no unlocks, you don't have to really focus on the diluted yet. That'll come into the picture here in the next 8 months or so. But for now, it's free and clear. If we have a bull run, this thing's probably going to be pretty explosive.
Okay, as if it wasn't already. I mean, look at this thing. Was this a recent launch here in July? Is that when they launched this thing?
Yeah, that would make sense. 3-4 months ago. So token unlocks for early investors will start about 8 months from now. But like I said, 44% of the supply is going to be locked long term. So there's not as much downside risk on like the VC dump that people see on the diluted market cap, which I think is obviously good. And like I said, if this is the start of the bull run, this is probably going to be one of the bigger winners due to the tokenomics and the product.
Okay. So look, somebody bought the top of this thing over here at 0.636. So he is making his gains back slowly. We've seen some very dark top buys on some of these tokens, but this one's not too bad. He's only 50% down. So whoever market bought that one, just hang in there, be patient. It is coming.
I mean, it could be worse. I love IMX, but that thing launched at like $7 and then it went to 50 cents. Things have been worse, but yeah, that's why I guess patience is a virtue with these early launches. They're volatile, man, but as we see, they can sometimes, if you just have patience, they'll rocket after a while.
So OG Craig just walked in my office here and he said, oh, IMX. And I know he loves IMX. He's been talking about IMX for ages, guys. So yeah, he's a big IMX fan. Just another stamp of approval there from Craig. Okay, so GSWIFT on the 4 hour looks interesting. Look, bulls are looking at this saying, okay, we've got a potential flag here brewing. So there could be something happening here. Again, downside, if we lose the support area, you're looking at a potential buy zone for you at 0.24. That is another hot area to potentially buy GameSwift, but look out for the potential break. If we do get this break of trend, then we can really start cooking here. Bajan says Hustle definitely knows his gaming coins. Guys, he's got his own channel. He knows his gaming coins so well. Go to In the Game, subscribe to this channel, and you'll get this type of information all day long. Might not have the charts, might not have me annoying you with all the charts and things, but fundamental game stuff, guys, that's where it's at. That's where you need to be.
See, we need to bring the science to the In the Game. We'll have to do it sometime.
I think they need the science. It's imperative. The next one is, I've got requests for this, and you and I have spoke about this today, and we said we must bring this one up. MYRIA. Okay, we've got lots of people asking about MYRIA. Let's get this one up. And I've made a neat little chart for everybody as well. You can see what's going on here. Let's just look at the weekly. So this launched in the bear market, from what I remember, and it was a bit of a rough ride. And they're finally getting their things together. So weekly vibes, we have broken on the weekly, it wasn't even major resistance. So right now we are looking at the 0.006 as the old resistance, which was there on the daily. So that should form some decent support for us, and you can see how that ties in nicely. Yeah. So I'm watching this area now for MYRIA as my support base here, the 0.06. So just remind us again, what's the story here?
Yeah, so, I mean, MYRIA is a great product. They have a really solid team. They've been building throughout the bear. They launched their nodes a while back. They have a bunch of games that are coming to the ecosystem. Some of them, probably aren't going to have, they might have a little too many games, in a way. Like, some of them probably aren't going to do well, but at the same time, I think that there are at the top of the line of their ecosystem some pretty solid games that I think will get that traction. They have their own blockchain. Like I said, they have a node ecosystem which pays emissions based on, right now it's not really based on network activity, but that's the reason, if you see that big chart, the whole bear market, this thing has been getting beaten to shreds because ever since day one of the token launch, the node owners get tokens every single day, and they paid a certain amount for those, right? I think they were about $4,000 or something like that to get a node. And every single time you get those emissions, for now, people are more focused on, I need to ROI on this thing. I spent $4,000 on it. So they're selling their tokens on that whole ride down. But then I think that mentality shifts whenever you start seeing those green candles. Like, even me, I have a node, and I mean, I can't say I've offloaded any tokens since a couple months at this point, where at times I was taking some off the table to try and ROI on those. So I think that mentality's changed, and if you had patience here as well, great product, great ecosystem, and it just took a little bit of patience, let those nodes sell off a bit, and now it was clearly undervalued.
Can you still buy these nodes?
Yeah, you can. They're still on their website. I think it's the same price. It's like $4,500. So $4,500, and they emit not a lot. It's like 1,900 tokens a day, but over months, over 6 months, it adds up for sure. But Yeah, I think obviously the higher upside play right now is probably the token still, but at the same time, if you want slow and steady, it's basically DCAing for you every single day if you look at it that way. So
yeah,
I don't think you can go wrong either way.
Automatic DCA, guys. So if you backing the gaming tokens to perform and you backing MYRIA or MYRIA, one of the ways to own this is to get a node and just park that thing and let it print for you. And if you believe this gaming project is going to be around in 2 years, well, then it's really going to pay off for you. So that is another way. You don't have to just go buy the token. You can buy the node, but a little bit more work. You need to be a bit of a crypto whiz. A lot of people don't know how to operate things like MetaMask wallets and stuff like that. So you got to do a bit of a crash course in how you go about those things. But if you do, then it can work for you. Look at this candle. It's actually moving now as we're speaking here.
Not to mention, it's not the end-all be-all, but Alex Becker tweeted he became an advisor here. People love to ape Alex Becker's calls, so something to consider.
Well, you can see they're buying it right now. It's they're starting
as we speak.
Okay, they're sending that one higher. Let's just recap. BTC is ripping again. Bears are going to get wrecked here. Huh?
Capo's not feeling good about his tweet the other day.
He's not feeling good. He's not feeling good. Yeah, he was trying again. Shame, man. Shame. He must stop. He must stop being so bearish. He can also just put his hands up and say, okay, I'm flipping now. I'm good.
I don't think he'll ever. People were coming at him for his shorts the other day. He goes, no, I shorted BNB. I shorted BNB specifically. But he's been short for months. So where does this play out?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I saw that. Martin says he loves green days. Yeah, look, I'm not such a fan of red days. This light behind me, I can change the light to suit the red days. I don't even like that vibe. It's such a dark vibe when I put that red light on. So we just try and keep things green here. We like it. We like it much better. Okay, let's talk about you had a massive call the other day. Playable games. You called this one last week. I mean, this was a cracker. Let's see where we were. You called it down here. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and then on end of game, we gave it even lower, and it's still done those moves here. It's been ridiculous, this one.
200%. Okay. Let's look for entries here. Is there any FUD on this token, or is there more to come? Because right now it's breaking trend. I mean, this thing could be going as we speak.
Yeah, there's no FUD on the token. There's more attention coming to it, which I think is much deserved. Kind of like MYRIA, they have multiple games. They have a node ecosystem. The market cap was just so low here. It was like a 5 million market cap. And if you look at their ecosystem, it's a lot better than what a 5 million. You look across the space and you see some of these projects that are valuated at ridiculous 40, 50, $100 million. You're like, okay, hang on a second. Like, that doesn't deserve to be valued there. But that's how kind of I do my investing in the gaming space, is like, this product is just as good as a couple other products. So I feel it was undervalued, and it's clearly shown that in this market. More people are getting attention to it. And every time it's taken those dips over this explosive run, they haven't been often, but they've gotten bought up very quickly. It almost hit that 1 cent mark yesterday. It got pretty close, and then it kind of retraced here. But I think it'll keep pushing up in the short term for sure. And then in the bull, stuff like this, GFAL, NACA, these tokens that are showing these type of gains now, imagine in a blow off top. I mean, these will be the tokens that also lead the charge.
And I mean, I remember last time it was Gala that was running so hard, and the euphoria at the top with Gala was just insane. I mean, it went through about 2 weeks. It just wouldn't stop moving. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So yeah, I mean, I know what that stuff's all about. When do you exit though, when these things are pumping like that? I mean, what is your strategy?
Yeah, on low caps, I'm typically the type, if it does a couple of X's, I'll at least take my initial bag out. That way your psychology's straightened. You're not worried about, I'm not going to lose money at that point. And then when you see this type of upside, if I think the market cap's still undervalued, now if, let's just say it 50 X's, then I'll take more than just my initial investment out. Don't get me wrong. But if a thing 5 X's, et cetera, I will, and I still think it has upside, I'll take the initial investment out. Let's say put, just example, $5,000 for ease of numbers here. I'll take the 1,000 out. Yeah, okay, yeah, 5,000 in at 5x's. I'll take the 5,000 out, leave that rest in for the upside. And then if it starts showing a little bit of signs of dipping or sell pressure, I'll take a little more off the table. But I'm more of the type to protect the downside and maximize the upside on tokens that I still feel have growth potential. And just scale profits accordingly.
It's I always find it so tricky. I mean, the greed portion when things are ripping like that, it's so hard, guys. And you know, for those of you in the chats, it's definitely a thing. So pick your targets. Think about how much you'd like to make when you go into the trade, and try and stick to that one, and don't get caught up too much, because often if you hang on too long, these things reverse on you. Robert says hype drives market. Well, Robert, you're right. You're right. It absolutely does. There's somebody saying there's a couple of red flags here. BDT Crypto says you must do research on playable. He says that it's all hype. So
see, and here we go. But I'm just going to say this. He said it pumped because of Alex Becker. It pumped because of in the game. We gave that thing at 0.0009. Becker called it 3x's after. So where did the pump? Hey, I'm just saying.
The man
That's why Red said on the morning call, you know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is where you need to be. That's where you need to be. Probably Alex watches your channel, I would assume. So that's probably where he got it from. Okay.
I think the Neo Tokyo community started talking about it. We have a lot of mutual followers there. I'm in Neo Tokyo as well. So I think they caught wind of it. He probably saw it in the chats and then started doing his due diligence into it. But regardless, we've loved the pump. We respect the pump, and
no one's complaining. We'll
take it.
No one's complaining. BTC update, still good. I want to see this 38K hold. For those of you on BTC, we want to see this region hold now. So old resistance, we want to just make sure that it's holding a support, maybe a little wick below. But we just want that support to hold for us, and then we can feel a little bit more comfortable. Evelyn liked your advice there, so that was pretty good. Okay, let's go through some well, I wouldn't say new ones. They've been around for ages. I'm going to give you a list of coins that I've been looking at. Something called 𝗏𝗲𝗄, which pumped. I brought it on my show like a week ago. It was dogs racing or something. That thing absolutely ripped, but it's now pulled back. What do you know about this? Oh, sorry guys, that's CAS, by the way. CAS breaking resistance. Okay, so for those of you who are trading CAS, we've just broken this resistance. Support you want 0.135. Okay, for the CAS fans out there, that's your support now, 0.135. So we were pressing into this resistance. We've just broken through. So hopefully some good things to come here for CAS. Okay, let's get this dog thing up. I mean, look at this.
It's had quite a nice bounce from that bottom, eh?
Slight bounce. So yeah, that's been going well. We were looking at it down here at 0.015. But it has now, this is the weekly, guys. So, I mean, it does look a little bit aggressive here. But this is resistance here. Okay, so just be careful up there. And then support, if we get this pullback, this is your buy zone, 0.02. Tell me about this game. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, they went into like their marketing and launch at the back end of the last bull, which is obviously a little tough. The token came out a little after, but their marketing started ramping up. The game looks really good, I gotta say, and their team's solid. They have some backing from traditional studios like Ubisoft, etc. So I think this one's kind of like a sleeping giant. One of the things I kind of don't like is I think a lot of the ecosystem, and at least initially, I haven't kept up 100% with this one, but I remember they were built on Tezos at first. I know their NFTs are over on Tezos blockchain, and that's a little hard to onboard. Let's just say you're just like a traditional gamer. Let's just say you liked Nintendogs off of the DS in the 2000s. It's probably a little hard to get your funds over to the Tezos network and really understand. So they might have changed that onboarding since then, but I do remember that being kind of like a hiccup to me. But this product looks awesome, and I have to say they have a great team and great backing.
Okay, nice. Well, that's good to hear. Okay, so this is 𝗏𝗲𝗄. This is the 1 week chart. So guys, if you are looking to buy, if you do get the opportunity, 0.02. And you can see what can happen here. If this game takes off, things start working. I mean, a small move up to that 0.07 they come back and test that region another 250%. So maybe something to keep your eyes on. Okay, I've got another one. Cypher.
Okay. You just want to. Yeah. Cypher. They've been building like it once again since the last bull. This one's solid. I think at some points they've not given certain frequency of development updates that I think you would want to see in the bear, but they are nonetheless still building. They're well funded, and the game is super fun. I've actually played this one, and I got to say it is a pretty well polished experience. I think it'll be good in the mobile sector, and the mobile gaming side is huge. So I think this one does have some potential, and they are still building. And like I said, the game's actually pretty fun, and that does matter. So hype does drive these markets, but it's also good when you're backing something that has a little hype and the product works. You know what I mean? So that's what I'd say.
Bro, look at this.
Good.
92% down. Yeah, okay, so it took a bit of a beating, loads of consolidation, but you can see when you get candles like this, where you get these sell-offs like that, often they fill them up quite quickly the other way, and same vice versa. So if you get these pumps, they can often fill it up going down as well. So there is a little bit of room here still. Looks like at least to this 75 region up here could be a potential area of interest. So but just remember your downside levels. So if you are trying to trade this thing, you need to look for support regions where you could potentially exit and where you could potentially enter if things turn south. So always just identify solid regions. If you are trading these tokens, make sure you know your areas. And here's a perfect example. So a support here is 54 and another support area is 50. So if you are looking for buys or you're trying to be long and this thing starts falling over, these are support areas you want to be watching. So 54, 50, 46, and then you start the journey a little bit lower after that. So yeah, just play safe in that, guy. Okay, I've got another one here. What do you know about like things like Rollbit and stuff? Does that fall under your portfolio? Blockchain, bear, those things?
Definitely. I mean, I think 𝗵𝐵𝗿 in crypto, well, I guess 𝗵𝐵𝐵 is a narrative in crypto. Gambling in crypto, what better match made in heaven? I mean, come on.
What do you mean?
Seriously, like the leverage trading, all the we call ourselves DGens, right? And DGens live on, you know, they're in the casino. I know when I walk through the casino over there in South Florida, you see some DGens, that's for sure, right? So I think it's a narrative match made in heaven, and I think that, you know, stuff like Rollbit is you know, low hanging fruit. Like I think it looks, when you look at the chart, you're like, oh, have I missed it? But imagine the degeneracy of the gamblers that are liquid in the bull market. Like this product makes like 8 million a week off of you know, the gambling. So if we're going to see a blow off top in a full blown bull market, the revenue they're going to make is going to probably like triple, in my opinion, because of the degeneracy and the amount of people that are going to take their gains and go 1000x leverage trade on the Rollbit trading platform. This one just makes too much sense to me, in my opinion.
It's insanity. And then look, there's competitors as well, but this was the first. Was this the first major token or major platform for this stuff?
This is the one that blew up, at least, right? Like they did it well. I think Stake could have, but Stake is more just a normal generic casino that accepts crypto, whereas Rollbit completely embraced the crypto industry and built those things in that the DGens love. And Cyclone in the chat says, bullish on degeneracy. Aren't we all?
Okay, nice. So, I mean, there's other ones like WINR Protocol. Does that fall under the same category?
Yep, WINR's 𝗵𝐵𝗿 project. That one, I've been seeing it's been at least doing some pretty good numbers on the charts. It's on my watch list. So that one's a lower market cap in that 𝗵𝐵𝗿 niche. I see someone saying blockchain bets. That one looks pretty solid as well. I've taken a look at that one. And I like Dubs. I mentioned that one on the last show. It's one of my top tokens for the next cycle. It's more gambling and esports combined. So it's gaming and gambling, kind of like a match made in heaven for me.
It's have I got the right tick here for WINR Protocol?
That would be it. Yeah, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so no, this doesn't look right.
Maybe not. No, on a daily, probably not. Huh.
Yeah, here's one. Yeah, that look more realistic? No.
I'll get the price for you real quick, and I can double check for you.
Yeah, get us that ticker, and let's take a look at that.
It is WINR. It's about 6.5 cents right now. So I don't know which one that would be. It might not be on. It might not be on TradingView. DGen tokens.
Yeah, maybe it's something we need to pull out on DEX tools. Let's see.
On the
okay.
D. Oh, I live here. None of my tokens are on TradingView.
You live here.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, I've never really played on this thing. So what am I looking for? Winner.
Yeah, WINR. Yep, that should be it.
Here we go. That looks better. Okay. DGen tools, that's what they should call this thing.
They should, yes.
Okay, is this the right token here? Winner 0.066. Yep. Okay, so there is movement. So that, I mean, it's quite interesting. You can see things like Rollbit start moving, then the friends start moving as well. So blockchain bets, Winner, these type of things. This is a much smaller cap, 16 million market cap. So yeah, possibly some legs here. What is the Rollbit market cap? Any idea?
A few 100 million at least on the circulating. I can get it up really quick. It's at least a few 100 million. They took a little bit of FUD from regulations. People are scared about the gambling crypto regulations that they might face. But right now, the fully diluted market cap, it's not showing on Coin Market Cap. That's interesting. It's 600 million on the circulating.
Okay, so that, I mean, that's pretty big. Look, I like this Winner. Blockchain bets as well. Let's see if that thing is on a exchange here.
I'm gonna have to guess now.
Yeah, it's probably on DGen tools.
You're gonna probably have to, you know, this, like I said, I live on DEX tools, I tell you. Yeah, that's the one there.
Oh wow. Okay. This is the 12 hours. So here, action in these protocols. Winner, blockchain bets, Rollbit leading the way, front runner, and then they follow the friends. It's like when we had the AI situation, everything pumps. When we had the Telegram bots, all the little ones started pumping. What was the main one? Unibot, and then people started firing off all the competition there as well. Okay, so yeah, BCB and Winner both look interesting. Gareth says BCB is on MEXC. Okay, well, MEXC, there's a MEXC link in the description. If you're looking to DGen some stuff, they do have some good DGen stuff on MEXC, I must say. You're scrounging around for strange tokens. You can often find it in their spot section on MEXC. So there is a link in the description. Okay, here's another one. So we got people in the chats looking for big movers, and it's not going to be 𝗏𝐸, so let's leave 𝗏𝐸 out of that one. What is it was a big mover, maybe down since the last bull market. Dreams Quest. What is Dreams Quest?
That was definitely a last cycle launch. It got beaten to shreds. I think if you were to look at the all-time chart, that thing got absolutely crushed in this bear market. But I do have to say, like, the team's been messaging back and forth with Dave and I, and it's interesting to kind of just hear what they're doing. I mean, they haven't stopped building, and if you're looking for like a proper low, yeah, I told you that. Yeah, Dreams Wrecked test pad says. Oh my God. I mean, if you delve into degeneracy, the low cap tokens, this could be a fit. And we've seen some stuff running out of screen. Running out of screen. I told you, man, this thing got hit hard. But I think it's interesting because if you look across the market, there's some tokens that got just pummeled last cycle, and then they got down to like a few 100,000 market caps. And I don't know if like groups hit them or whatever the case is, but then they'll pump 600% overnight. It actually makes no sense sometimes, but what is that percentage you're seeing there?
99.8.
Oh man. Yeah, see that one. It was a hype launch, but it launched at the wrong time. And yeah, but at least I do know they're still building.
Is there anyone in the
down horrendous?
Is there anyone in the chats here that paid $1.93 when they market bought this on KuCoin?
I remember people that did in the time. I had a Telegram group back then a couple years ago, and I remember everyone was staking out for this launch. I don't know that a single person made money on that, unfortunately.
Wow.
Not on my recommendation. Let me throw that out there.
So, guys, it's practically 99.8% down. You can't get much deeper and darker than this. I mean, it's literally saved itself from zero. It went from $1.90 to 0.00039. I mean, that's pretty much zero. So, is this still a project?
It is still a project. They are still building. I have seen some communications from the team here. So, like, if you're a real DJ, you want to take some freaking shots, could 10x in a week type of shots. This one maybe could, you know, but for now, this is not in my stack. I will just throw it out there.
Okay, well, you heard it here. Resistance ahead, 0.014 resistance ahead. Support for you is the 200-day MA. That's multiple zeros and then 84. So look out for this guy. Spot recommendation here. This is not something you want to try and find on leverage anywhere. These are your areas, 0.0014 and your support 0.00086. Okay. Those are your zones. Potential upside, it's never going to go back to 1.9, but there might be a ride in this one. So, yeah, how high, it's difficult to say. Just look at these wicks at each area, each resistance zone. So work out each resistance area is a potential target for these moves. So 0.002 is one of them, 0.0017 is one of them. Yeah, just take it easy out there.
Crypto Story says there is no support.
I mean, the support is practically zero, so look out for that. Okay, what is have we spoken about something called shrapnel? No, we haven't covered shrapnel.
I think that would be a good one to dive into.
Okay, let's get stuck into this. Is it on an exchange yet? SHRAP. Yeah, good. Okay, here we go. Something to work with.
Yeah, something to work with. Something to work with very tangible deliverables. And the things that they've done in this market have been impressive. They stealth dropped this token 24 hours before they just said, oh, token's launching on all these different exchanges. And then it went live. And after that first green candle, it took that pullback, as typically these new launches do. But there's no token unlocks here till April. So people start to see that opportunity of, okay, no VC, and there's a 0% unlock on TGE. So the VCs have nothing to sell here until April. So you think the game's going to launch in between that time period. This is one of the most hyped games in the space. It's a first-person shooter. People have been looking forward to this for a long time. And so people started to accumulate, and that's why we're seeing this growth. And that circulating market cap is still under, I think, like 40 million. And I think it could, I mean, if you look at the valuations of stuff like Axie Infinity, Big Time, Parallel, which are great products, don't get me wrong, I think this one's definitely undervalued versus those.
Okay, well, look, we like a token that's gradually making its way up, not down. So let's start with that. Support areas that you could watch, 0.17. That's a good one. And again, just identify support regions where you get some nice levels. You can look for areas where if it starts turning over, you can look for buy zones. And if you're trying to trade it, you can look for areas that are lost where you can maybe exit if you feel that this thing is turning over. So right now it is tracking an uptrend. So that's a good start. You know, you've got your trend here. We're climbing. So keep climbing. Look for this little break maybe, and then that move is going to continue there. And then your support region, this 0.175 and 0.15. So those are nice bases for this guy. No Face says, what's your short-term target for SHRAP?
I mean, tough, because it could go, this could go so many different ways. And I'm just gonna I'm just going to throw a comparison out here. And Big Time launched, and they had a much more hyped launch. So this one's stealth launch, which is why you're seeing the gradual price action, right? So Big Time, when it launched, it went from 5 cents to 30 cents, but it was getting so much marketing. And within the first week, I believe it got the Coinbase, the Binance listings. So they rolled out all those big liquidity catalysts up front. And it's taken a hit since then, whereas Shrapnel kind of went the opposite way. They listed on the smaller exchanges. I think eventually you're going to see this one listed on the bigger stuff. But for now, I mean, I see this one that has the upside potentially of a Big Time on the fully diluted. The fully diluted on Big Time is $870 million market cap. And right now, Shrapnel, the diluted market cap is 500. So I see potentially another 60 to 80% move to the upside here, maybe more, but I think safely you could expect another 60% here. And I agree, Robert says it'll pump hard until the tokens release. So like late March would be a good time to time this trade.
Okay, so guys, look out for that breakout. Watch your supports. This thing could go 60%. Again, today, Bitcoin is going mad. We need to keep our eyes on this. So guys, I'm going to take a few of these, the regular tokens that we do. I'm going to look at Solana, Render, MATIC, CAS. I'm going to fire these up for you shortly. I want one more from Hustle, and then he's going to keep us a secret gem for the end. And we're selling that for likes. And we're selling that for subscribers in the game. Okay, so there's one more I want to talk about, SIDUS. Let's see where we are on SIDUS.
I know this thing's been rocketing alongside the others. There's 2 tokens in the ecosystem. They've both been performing super well.
Okay, there we go. They're sending it. They are sending this thing. Wow. Okay. I want to get some more data on this, yeah. Okay. I mean, we shouldn't laugh because people bought the top of this thing. But here we are. Here it comes. Okay, so what do we have? What do we have here for SIDUS? We've broken through strong resistance. Okay, so that's always a good start. Wow, this thing is moving here. What I can see here, target-wise. Okay, and now, okay, so we can see this target here. So it's looking for the 0.064, gunning for it. Just tell us a little bit about this. I mean, I had these NFTs, like aliens. Okay.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
I still got some aliens. Let's just
is
say,
it working? What are we doing?
I took profits on a lot of things last cycle, but I can tell you, I neglected my NFT portfolio. I did not take too much profits there. My NFT portfolio didn't look too hot. The crypto was okay, but
I'm the worst NFT trader in history.
I changed my approach from last cycle. You know, like I'm great with tokens, but when it comes to NFTs, I'm gonna buy it because I actually like it, or the community adds value. One of the two, or like to play a game. That's it. I'm not buying them for profits. You know what I'm saying? So I leave that for the crypto tokens. But one thing you cannot say about this one, they have never left. They have continued to build. And like you said, that token got pummeled at the end of the last bull, and it did well leading up to it. So the sentiment, a lot of people bought the top. They were in the red for so long. But if you looked at the developments, they've actually probably 5x the quality of their ecosystem. They have multiple games coming out. The graphics look phenomenal. They have games that you can play on your best gaming PC, or that I could hop on this MacBook and play with the same capabilities. So they're building games that everyone can play, and they're not just segmenting it to the people with the top level hardware, which you would then segment your audience. So I love what they're doing. I've spoken with the team quite a lot. They used to be involved with my show in the past, and the updates they provided me, I can't help but agree with the price movement here. I think it was undervalued, and it's getting some much deserved love in the market.
Okay, so look, once it breaks through this resistance area, we can start looking higher, but yeah, a long way to go. So if this project still works, this thing's just going to keep moving, even up to 17 here, 0.017 potentially. So right now, baby steps, you can see this thing is pumping, so just be super careful here. Just like I explained, we saw it on these other charts here. Look at these candles, they fill these up quite quickly, and then they can reject it just as quickly. So be ultra cautious here. the main support region to watch is 0.003. That's your main region. And then I do have an area here, 0.004. I wouldn't buy it up here. You've got too much downside here potentially. So what you want to do is let this thing consolidate a little bit. Just let it cool down before you start jumping in. If you jump in here, your potential downside is pretty huge. So just be careful. You're looking at 0.004 and 3 as your support regions. Okay, Hustle's going to save us a gem for the end. I want to jump into some regular coins here.
Bro, go look at Bitcoin.
Let's see what's going on here. Still long and strong.
We're getting a proper Friday pump.
Yeah, I think it's going to push into the weekend. I like this feeling, guys. ETH was one of the trades that we need to pay attention to here. ETH is about to blow through a resistance area, so just take a quick look at ETH. You can see we are at resistance now, so a little bit of caution. But what's in ETH's favor? BTC has broken resistance now. BTC's front running this thing. So what we want to see is BTC settle down now and then give these alts a little bit of fuel now to start ripping. So I quite like the look of this Ethereum at resistance. Again, we want it to pop. We want support. But what I do like, BTC has blown this resistance now. So if BTC holds this 38K, I think Ethereum is going to start giving us a run. So quite a nice looking trade. And remember, ETH and friends, Arbitrum, Optimism, Lido, all those things. There's multiple tokens you can trade there with ETH. Even something like MATIC, I would suppose, falls into that category. Targets for ETH, I would say initially you want to just look at this trend, 2250, and then if we do start popping higher, we're looking at 2.5 as a potential ETH target. But again, baby steps. We want it to break up. We want to see support. We've been testing this region for so long. 2130. Let's get through that. Let's get some support there, and then maybe ETH is going to unlock some of these alts. Mark says AVAX is pumping. Yeah, this is good stuff. So let's look at Solana. And yeah, this is Sol. I spoke about this one earlier in the week, I think, and we were looking at areas where it could bounce, and then we identified a trend as a possible break and retest. So what we can see here with Solana, we've now broken that trend. This is the KuCoin chart. For some reason, there's a gap today, but don't let that bother you. We broke the trend. We retested the 382, and Sol is potentially now on its way. So these are still my areas of support for Sol, 56.5. and 54.5. So potential trades here, if these alts are going to run, your support for Sol on the 8 hour, 56.2 is your 8 hour support. If anyone is long there on that retest. So, and then drop a bit lower, we've got the 618 and trend, but that's probably your first line of support there, that 56.2. Ferris says the KuCoin data speed stopped. Yeah, I noticed there was a lot happening there. Marco says MATIC equals turd, basically. Okay, let's look at MATIC. Let's see. Okay, so MATIC, this is what I was planning earlier. MATIC is a potential short area, but now with BTC blowing through that resistance, I wouldn't short anything right now. If BTC was at resistance now, I'd say now's an opportunity potentially, but BTC has popped through that 38. So if BTC is going to hold that 38, I suspect these alts are going to want to keep on moving. So let's take this away for now. I don't like BTC at breaking through resistance and then calling shorts once it's through there. So right now, MATIC is breaking this little trend. Not a big break. What you want to look here on MATIC, 200-week MA, support coming through here, 0.076. And we do have big resistance here. We've got the 382 resistance. We've got this trend resistance, double trend resistance and horizontal. So just be super cautious here. If you want to be bullish on MATIC, you want to be long MATIC, you need it to pop. You need it to hold 0.8. That is your area for long. So just be super careful here. This is a resistance area. You want it to break through. You want to confirm some support there before you climb into something like MATIC. Okay, let's see what's next here. Filecoin's a good one because Filecoin looks like it's about to break out of a bullish wedge. I was looking at that today, Raju. Let's take a look here. Okay, so CAS, just a CAS update. This thing's been pumping. We were watching this earlier today. I identified it in my charts in Sniper Club, guys. I keep charts in the Sniper Club. For those of you that don't know what the Sniper Club is, it's Sheldon and his team, which is me and, DJ and Dave, Bruce, Simon. We've got OG in there. We've got Mama Sniper in there in the Sniper Club. And we've created a trading team to look after you guys and help you become better traders and help you navigate this bull market. So this is one of the charts that I was posting in the chat today in the Sniper Club. If you're interested in Sniper Club, there's a Black Friday sale happening now. Link in the description. I think it's 75% off for the first month. If you want to have a look there, this thing's absolutely blown up. We've got 1,800 members already. We launched 2 weeks ago. It's been absolutely crazy in there. But have a go. Grab the link in the description and come join us in Sniper Club. You have direct access to all of us. You can ask us questions directly. We have different sections. We post our charts, ideas, thoughts, and we're just there to support you guys. So take a look at that. What are we looking at here? I've totally lost track now. What was I supposed to be looking at? Filecoin. Okay, so I like the look of this Filecoin, and we're waiting for this wedge to break. So this is my plan for Filecoin. It's basically a giant cup and handle situation here, actually, if you look at it this way. And that's quite a bullish little setup there for Filecoin. And we know Filecoin likes to rip. So this is more of a spot trade idea for me. I'm looking for this break of this wedge. I want to see some support. And then the potential trade here is a 37% move for me on Filecoin to 6.4. And my support region for this move is 4.1. So that's my support on Filecoin, and it's the 618 bounce that we had here. You can see they had that nice bounce of that region. So again, we want to break this wedge. We want to just see a little bit of support there, and then we're going to push Filecoin, and I like this upside here at about 6.4. PJ Fox, bro. Who's your grandpa? Come on. I'm happy with uncle, bro. You can call me uncle. That's fine. I can deal with that. Okay, let's take a look at Phantom. Again, very much very similar to MATIC here. So just again, we're at resistance, a little bit of caution. Ideally, you want to see the break, you want to see the retest. I drew this up for you guys nicely the other day when I was taking you through it. This is the same plan is in place here. Anything can happen at this resistance area. If it's going to break, let it pop up, let it get some support. And then you're going to target 0.34. I mean, it's nothing like some of these gaming tokens that Hustle's been talking about today. But that would be your first step. You want to just get that move going on Phantom. So right now, it is a resistance zone. So just be a little bit careful. Leon likes some SNX. Okay, let's look at Render. So Render is interesting. This is the degen vibes, guys. This is Render on the 1 hour. So there's no big picture here. This is a small picture Render. We did break this trend. You can see what happened here. Broke trend, retested, sent it up, and again, found 382 support. 382 in horizontal support. And now it's got a little bit of a flag going here. And this is the 1 hour, guys. So remember how to read these 1 hours. They're not as strong as weekly, so just play it safe. But flag brewing here for Render. Potential move higher. Support for me right now, 3.42. And next level is 3.34. So those are your support regions for Render. Ideally, we want to see this little flag, and then we want this thing to pop this weekend. If it falls over, you know where to exit. If you're a leverage trader, especially, you're exiting under this 3.4 region, or you're exiting under that 618 region, which is 3.3. So just play it safe. Spicy Sauce says Tara is the CAS early days. How about Quantum? I don't know what Quantum is. You know what Quantum is? Hustle? It's
not that ticker, at least. There's like a project Quantum that used to be in the gaming space that was looking good, but it was something different. The ticker was, so I can't say I'm familiar with that ticker sign, at least.
Sheba says awaiting Hustle's big call. Well, guys, Ray, head of likes. What's our likeage here, Ray?
We're at 400 now.
Sad.
is bad. I mean, it's like,
guys.
I mean, come on, it's like half of you guys. What's up with the other half?
600.
Smash
600 likes. Let's go.
Smash it.
600 likes, and Hustle's got a surprise for you guys. Do you think it's enough? Do you think it's enough likes, Hustle?
Yeah, 600 would be solid while we're live for sure. Wow, we got 1,000, little over 1,000 people in here right now. I think we can get 600 likes.
Remote says full send the likes. I agree. Okay, guys, dump some tokens in here. We're running over time, but I want to smash as many as I can because this market is ripping here, and we want to make sure you guys are covered. So drop some tokens in here quickly.
Don't dump them in the chat. Pump them in the chat.
Pump them into the chat. Okay, let me get some out while I'm waiting for your tokens here. Let's look at DYDX. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so DYDX has reclaimed 3.2, so that's a big area for DYDX. I'll show you why. Okay, resistance here, we had it was big resistance previously, resistance. We've now reclaimed it as support, so that's now your support base. Hustle's giving us a tour of his grandma's house.
You're nearly correct.
Show us around. Okay, next, resistance. It is currently at resistance, so just exercise a little bit of caution here on DYDX at 3.7. And you know the drill by now, guys. This thing has moved a little bit. If you want to move to the next area, you need a break. You need to get some support first, and then look for that push to fall. So right now it is at a resistance area, DYDX. So just be a little bit careful here. Curve is a good one. We've got requests for Curve. Let's fire off Curve. Okay, so Curve had a nice little trend break earlier today. I was actually tracking this one. Okay, so there you are with Curve. Looks like Render, looks like Sol, looks like a lot of these tokens with a trend break. This is an 8-hour chart I'm watching. Again, so we had the break of trend, we had a retest, and yeah, seems to be all right here. Your support for Curve is the lows. So you're looking at this region here, 0.566. That's your support region. If you are trading this thing, that's probably an area you want to start cutting if you're on leverage and things like that. And your lower base area is this 50-day MA pushing up here at 0.52. So those are the two main regions for Curve. Okay, I'm just looking. I'm looking for some more tokens here. Let's see what you guys got. Bonk, guys, we covered Bonk hard yesterday. I can't cover Bonk again. Geez, we did some hard meme coins yesterday. Wow. Yes, Flip, guys. Flip is very topical at the moment, this Flip token. I missed this whole move. Apparently it's a Rune competitor or something, Chain Flip. You can find yourselves an entry. Good luck. But yeah, dangerous to play in this territory. It looks like a gap, but this has got to do with this 𝐏𝐫𝐢𝐦𝐞 malfunction today, I think, from what I understand. So, yeah, resistance here for Flip. Gap support, 4.8. 4.8 is support. Again, we don't know how they're going to behave in this gap. We don't know exactly what happened here. But again, this is at resistance now. This is 15-minute stuff, guys. So this token's literally just been launched or something. So just yeah, be very careful here. Supports and resistance, all I can give you really is this 4.7 region as a potential support area, potential buy zone. But again, we don't know what this thing's going to do. You need to be careful here. Okay, let's go GMX. Let's go GMX. Okay, GMX, same game. Looks like Curve, looks like Sol, looks like a lot of these guys, they've broken trends. And here we are, you know, break of trend and off it goes. So we are watching that. Support for GMX, 50.6. Okay, so there's your support base for GMX. Let's look at potential areas of interest if it's going to run. Obviously, the first area of interest is the previous high, so call it 55.5. And then your next region is going to be 60. Call it 60. That's your next target area that I would watch for GMX here. Okay, there you go. You're looking at 60 as your next potential move. And yeah, interesting looking chart. Actually, one of the guys, Chris, great trader, pointed this one out to me. Possible cup and handle there as well. So yeah, some bullish things potentially coming for GMX. first target 60, wait till it breaks for the next move, and then you got much bigger things up there. But first step is just to deal with that. Okay, head of likes, where are we?
599.
Guys, must I go into YouTube and like it?
I even liked it. I liked
it. Okay, cool. Okay, give us some hot sauce. Give us Hustle's hot sauce.
All right, let's dive into it. So I've actually seen some people calling what I'm going to say in the chat. So I did not share this anywhere, but I'm just looking at value. Let's go number one. Now, this is in no order of priority. I'm going to give two. I'm going to give two that I think are pretty solid accumulations or buys as of today. So number one, like I said, not ranked one, but the first one I'm going to give is along the lines of your show yesterday. We're going to keep it on theme. It's a little bit of a meme, but they got a really solid game and a really solid ecosystem. They got some big investors and a really good team. Someone just put it in the chat a few minutes ago. Katana Inu, Kata, K-A-T-A. This one is a proper low cap degen play in the gaming space. But when you actually look at the product itself, it's pretty solid. So I know they want the degen stuff. So I had to make sure I slide something in that, like, you know, could potentially be an explosive play. This one's a $17 million market cap. So I think this one is pretty undervalued. And they got some big updates coming around the corner. So that's the first one I'll give. And I can give your analysis here, I guess.
So, yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is, as I was saying, 𝗏𝐶 is full of these degen tokens. And here it is. You can buy it on 𝗏𝐶. Guys, there's a link in the description for 𝗏𝐶. I think there's like a day or two left of the Dylan deal or whatever it was. When you click on there, you'll see my face. So click on that link in the description if you want to trade this thing on 𝗏𝐶. It is available there. Right now, it's piercing a nice resistance zone. So we had resistance here. This is the daily chart. So these are strong areas. These are big areas. And we broke down rejection. Here we are. They tested it. They sent us back down, but they're trying to push it up again. So if I were you, I'd look at my support base here at 3.073. So that's my exit zone. If we lose this candle on the daily, I would say this thing's going down. But other than that, we're watching just a little bit ahead, 88, and then much bigger moves here, 10. And then we're testing these highs at 13. So your support base for traders here, under today's daily candle, you lose that. I would say we're potentially going down. Let me zoom in. I'll explain why. Let's dial in the touch here. And you can see this is a support region. Okay, so we're going to watch that area as support, and if it does pull back, you don't really want to lose. You don't really want to lose this area. So if we do dip back, you kind of want it to react there. If you're a spot buyer and things like that, maybe you got a little bit more patience. There's your next low, and the 50-day MA. So that's pretty much how I would look at that guy. So exit under that region there, around what is that on these candles? It looks like around about 72, give or take. Okay, what's the next banger?
Yeah, I see some people saying some good tokens in the chat, like GSWIFT's pumping, but it's definitely not my buy today. Like, I'm not chasing those types of pumps. I'm going to take one that had a dip based on something completely unrelated to the product. Let's call it the CZ dip here. It's one that I said, I think it was in my top few tokens last time. It was right outside the top 5, I believe. And that's Altura, ALU. This one got up to 7 cents. It touched 7 cents. It's a $37 million market cap or so today. But if you see, it's on the Binance Smart Chain only. So that's where this got tricky. So a lot of liquidity got scared and they sold some of their tokens here. So you see the movement's been fantastic up to that point. And I honestly think that's going to get bought up. So KATA would be like my more degen play. This would be just a value buy today. And I believe Becker recently also mentioned here, he's an advisor. He's always out there promoting this token. And we got in at 2.5 cents here. But I know a lot of people were waiting to get on this one and they just never had their entry. After a 20% dip, I believe it was about a 20% downswing there from the 6.9 to where it is today. I think that this one is a safe buy off of that Binance FUD, and I think that WIC will get bought back up.
Okay, guys, buy areas. from the king of gaming, 0.049. This is actually moving into the first potential buy area. So if you're buying spot or you're looking for DCA things, look at that. This is the weekly chart. So these are big areas. So we've broken through this. We're coming back to test major weekly support here. Call it 0.05. And then we do have backup here, 50-day MA and the 618 and some horizontals at 43. So these are two great zones to actually look for entries here. I think we're actually pulling into those areas now. So looking pretty decent.
People got scared. They thought, Binance Smart Chain is going to go down. The lawsuit or the amount they had to pay, and then CZ goes down. People got a little scared. They sold off their coins on the Binance Smart Chain. So I think it opened up an opportunity there.
Bro, Hustle, so good. Thanks for hanging out with us at your grand's house or wherever it was, and taking some time off your vacation there for us. So I appreciate that, man.
Of course, I'll be back in the crypto gaming DGen layer here this weekend, so we'll be there soon.
Okay, and I'll bring some science to in the game, guys. Check out Hustle in the game, bro. Thank you, appreciate that. Guys, again, weekend could be fun now. We've had BTC break 38,000, looking good. We want that support to hold now. These altcoins are looking a little bit juicy, maybe a little fun this weekend. Just be careful out there. Don't overtrade. Keep it simple. Small positions, big moves. Manage your risk. And remember, try and identify when these things are falling over. One eye on BTC always. Keep your next eye on that dominance. And if BTC starts losing that 38K, I would say be a little bit cautious with these altcoins. Guys, have a good weekend. Trade safe out there. We'll catch you Monday.